So this video will show you how you can create a website using Google Sites really simply and easily, how you can embed loads of the content that you've already created either in docs or slides or sheets and store it all there and publish it so people can view it on the internet. So to get to Google Sites, as always, you could probably find it in the waffle, or the shortcut is site.new. And just like that, I've created a website. It's not live yet because I haven't published it, but I can publish it and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. So I'm just going to give it a name, maybe my new class. And so that's what it's called when it's stored in my drive, so I can find it. And this is the title that people who go to the website would see. In fact, this is like the home page. So I'm just going to call this, maybe I'll just say welcome year 5 or whatever the name of your class is. So just to kind of look at the layout of the editor in Google Sites, at the top you've got a few buttons which are really useful, and I'll talk about those in a moment. And then over at the side, this is where you can add content and change things, and there are kind of 3 important tabs. Well, actually themes isn't really that important, but you can choose a theme, and then once you've chosen one, it just kind of sets the formatting for the whole website, so like the fonts and the colors and things. And then you can kind of forget about themes. But pages is really important, and insert is one way that you can add lots of content onto your website. So for example, if this is the sort of home page, if I want to add some text here, all I have to do is double click. And this kind of circle appears, and if I want to add text, I can just click the text icon, and you can choose whether you want to make it like a title, bold, and all of the other kind of formatting options. So I might just say hello year 5 and welcome to your new class, or any message that maybe I have for them. And then it kind of creates a section here. So this sort of rectangle, you can change the background of that if you'd like. You can duplicate it with this button here and delete a section, but that's kind of the way Google Sites works. You have different sections that you can control and move around. So if I want to move either the section, I can go over to the handle over here, and I've only got one section, so you can't really move it, but if I had a few, you could change the order. Or if you want to move something that is in a section, like this sort of text box, I can drag it into its own section if there were other sections. So it's really simple and easy to add text, or if I want to add an image, if I double click and go to the image icon, I might have images in my drive that I want to put on there, or you can search Google Images directly from the sites. So maybe our first topic is about rainforests. So if I search rainforest, I can choose a picture that I like the look of, double click it, and it will insert that straight into the site. One of the big benefits of a Google site is that you can use these with students and they can create their own sites. And it's very hard to, sometimes making websites can be complicated, and when you have an image, it stretches and it makes the website not look very nice. But Google Sites is quite clever in that it just sort of stretches images by zooming into them so that they're always in proportion. So you'll find it's actually quite difficult to make a Google site look really bad. It also has things like, if I change this sort of background image to the title, so I'm just going to go on select image, and again I'll search for maybe a forest. It does this adjusting for readability, so it uses artificial intelligence to dim the background image or make it darker or lighter, or change the color of the text to make it easier for people to read. And it does that all automatically, and you can turn that off, so now it's a bit brighter, but it's a bit hard to read that title. So that kind of happens in the background, and there are little touches like that that make a Google site really nice and easy to work with. So there are other things that you can add in as well. You can use the layouts if you've got a few pictures or you want to use text in that way. You can have collapsible text that sort of disappears until you click the down arrow. And there's lots of other useful things that you can add in here, including anything that you've created in Drive, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But this is the home screen, and I want to add in another page now because I don't want to just keep on adding content because this page would just stretch down for a long way. So up here, I'm going to go to Pages, and it's highlighted the home page here. But if I go to the plus down at the bottom, I'm going to add another page, maybe called Autumn for our first term, or you might have weeks, or you might have topics. You can organize your site however you like. And maybe just because I want to get ahead of the game, I'll have a spring term as well, so I can start adding content to that. And it's very easy to move these around. Can you see at the top now, we've got the home, which is the content that I'd already put on there. And then if I go to spring and autumn, they're blank at the moment, but you can move them around just by dragging them. And you can add subpages. So if I want to, under autumn, I want to have another subpage, I could just add a page and then drag it so that it goes like a box goes around autumn. And now if I let go, it's put spring as a subpage of autumn. But normally that just happens by accident. People drag it by accident into somewhere, into another page, but you can just drag it out again, that's fine. Or you can just go to the three dots and go to add subpage. So you might have maybe like a homework tab. So I'm going to go back to the home tab before I start adding content for autumn, and I want to add a subpage here that's just called About Your New Teacher. So assuming that this is at the start of a new year, and I want to, any students who are about to start, maybe I'll have a video about me or some text or some information. But I've got it organized now. So underneath home, there's an About Your New Teacher page. Then I've got autumn, and I can add stuff to spring. So on the About Your New Teacher page, maybe I'll change the image, and I might have a picture of myself. I'm just going to search for classroom background. Nice traditional looking classroom. Anyway, I might want to add some text in and say, hello everyone, this is all about me. And then because I've already made some documents about me, rather than typing that out again, I'm just going to go insert from Drive, and I've created a folder already in my Drive called Content for Site, and I've put a few things in here that I want to share with them. So I've got the All About Me document. So I could just type this and add photos, but if I've already got the work in the document, when I double click that, what it does is it embeds it onto the page. So I'm going to show you how to use the preview button. A bit like in a Google form, you've got the eye preview. It just looks a bit different here because you can preview it how it would look on a mobile compared to how it would look on a desktop. So in the editor, you can't really see how it looks. You can click this button, which opens the actual document in a new tab. But if I click the preview, you'll see how it would look. So there's the text that I put. Maybe I'll make that a bit bigger. But then as you go down, this is actually like a document that's inside the website. It's a bit like there's a window on the website to the document, which is really useful in some situations, but it also means you have to consider a few things. So the same permissions apply. Whatever permissions you set on this document, if you said that you only want people in your organization to be able to view it, then that means if someone on the internet who's not in your organization goes to this page, when they get to this part of your website, it will say you do not have permission to view this. So it's still safe, but you might want to actually open that if you're embedding documents, go to the share and just change the settings at the bottom so that anyone with a link, so anyone on the internet with a link can view it. I'd already done that. And once you've changed it here, you don't have to once you click done, you don't have to then go back onto the website and upload it again or embed it again. It's just done automatically. So yeah, like I was saying, you can preview what it would look like on a tablet or on a mobile device as well. So I'm going to close that preview tab now. So I've added in information about me. I might want to add in something else from there. Maybe I had some slides about holiday destinations I'd like to go on. So I might put those in there. And again, you can choose how big you want it. And this, again, will be a live presentation. So now when I go to preview, once I scroll down, the students or whoever's looking at this page can read the document. And then when they get down, if they click on here, it will go through the slides that I'd already made. And it includes videos, and it all kind of works really well together. But like I said with the document, if you're embedding a slide presentation, again, only people who have access to this will be able to view it. So if I need to make sure I can edit it. But if I just opened this from my drive and then went to share, and just make sure that you've changed it so that anyone with the link will be able to view it. If you say edit, that means anyone who goes to your website will be able to change it from your website. So don't do that. Once I click done, then that's all updated. And they're really easy things to forget. So I'm going to close this preview again now. And by the way, you don't need to embed documents or do anything like that in the exam. It's much more simple. Just add some text or add an image. But I'm just showing you because you might find this useful, because we certainly find it useful at our school. So I might also have a page. I'm not going to add another page. I'm just going to show you how you might want to add in like a chart. So from the bottom here, you can add in a sheet, or you can do it by double clicking from Drive, or you can add straight away, I want to add a chart. And in the history session, I created a chart that showed the averages from the different tests. So not individual students' data, but like the averages. And I want to add that chart in, and maybe I'll just say, I know this doesn't make sense in the context if they're new to the class, but I could say, look at how well you are doing. Keep working hard. And this is a live chart. So if I change the data in the Google Sheet, it would change that on the website as well. So I don't have to keep embedding it or anything else. Maybe I'll just drag it over so it's more central. This bit down here, I'd rather that be at the top. So I'm going to select it so that it's the only thing selected, so it's blue around it, and then go to the handle, and then you can choose where you want to move it. And I want it to go, whoop. This can be a bit fiddly sometimes. I want it to go here at the top. Maybe I want to make it bold and in the center. Do I have to do that? Yeah. So yeah, now when I preview it, I've got more content. I've got the document, I've got the slideshow, and I've got a chart that is live. And there's other things that you can add on. You can add in YouTube videos really easily. If you want your Google Calendar, you can put that onto there, or maps that you can zoom in and out kind of on the website itself. Was there anything else I had in that? But yeah, hopefully you get the idea. Oh yeah, the quiz. And lastly, if I've made a quiz and I want students to complete this, just by inserting it, move it more central. Now this is actually embedded on the website, so they can actually complete the quiz without having to open any other windows. So maybe I wouldn't have this on the About You section, but now if I go to preview, when I go down, you can see here, maths quiz, you can actually answer it inside the thing, triangle. And if I select the wrong one, and then I can click submit, and then, I mean, it would be useful if it just had a little sign that said you have to scroll up to see. But yeah, view score, and I can see that I got those correct or incorrect. And so that could be really, really useful. So yeah, that's a Google site. And next I'm just going to show you how, when you're finished with that, because at the moment this is still, it's not live. if you want to actually publish that so people can view it. And you do that up here by this publish button. Now, the very first time you click publish, it will ask you to put in the web address. So that's going to come after. This bit is kind of default. You're going to have all of that at the start, and then you can choose what you want the end to be. So I might just say year 5 2020, maybe with a dash or something. Can't have spaces, and it can't be something that's already been taken, because obviously then if someone typed that address in, they'd go to the site that's already been taken. And then here it says who can view my site. By default, it's only people in your organization. So this means when people go to this address that I'm about to publish, only people logged into Google with a school account will be able to view it. And sometimes that's useful. If students are making them, it's safer, but you might want to change that and say that the published site is available to the public. If you want parents to view it, for example, or family members, but it's important that you make sure that if students are doing that, that you talk to them about online safety and what should and shouldn't be available online. And then I'm going to click publish. And once I've done that, this website is now live. It's worth noting this URL up here is not the URL to your live website, so don't share that with people because that won't work. What you need to do is click this little arrow down here and go to view published site, and then it will open up your new website. So I can go to the home page, welcome year 5, and this icon down in the bottom right is only visible to anyone who has edit access. So if I click that, it would show me kind of the behind the scenes way to edit it. But I can go to the section about your new teacher, and then I can see the document that's in there. I might want to take the maths quiz, and I might want to scroll through the presentation, have a look at the chart, and so on, and go to different pages. The last thing I just want to quickly show you is if you wanted to actually use a Google site, and this is how we did home learning. We used to embed all of the quizzes and videos and everything else that we were producing for our home learning. We made a new subpage for each day, so that students would just click one day and then all of their work would just kind of be in one long stream going down. And we added each other as collaborators. So we had one website, but you can add, I like user 1 to become an editor, and then that means they can also go onto this website and edit it at the same time. So they might be working on one page while you're working on another one, or even both on the same page at the same time. So that can be really useful in a school setting. Yeah, and so there are a few tasks for you to have a go at. Lots of the tasks go above and beyond what you'd be asked to do in the exam, but it's just Sites is probably my favorite Google tool, really, really useful. And yeah, there's so much you can do with it. And it's really fun letting students create their own version as well. It takes a little bit of time to get used to it, but you know, in one lesson they could create a website and then add to it throughout the year, and then that's like a record of their learning throughout the year. So good luck with the tasks, and I hope the video is helpful, and thank you for watching.